Good morning, class 7. Let's continue with the chapter soil. We have to start with 5 factors determine the soil formation. And which are those 5 factors? First is parent material. It is in rock form, that is powdered to make regolith. So first is the parent material, that is the rock form. Second is the climate. It determines the temperature and water conditions. Third is topology. It determines the slope. Fourth is organisms. It converts regolith into soil. Fifth is time. It is required to complete the soil forming process. Please do the correction. D has been printed twice. Soil types. Variety of rocks and climate produce a variety of soils on the surface of the earth. First, tundra soil. Tundra region remains frozen for most part of the year. Therefore, biological and chemical activity is almost negligible. In the brief summer season of a month, snow melts in some areas and little vegetation grows in the form of grass, small plants, lichens, etc. The soil is not fertile. So in tundra region, because this region most of the time it is frozen, and biologically and chemically the activity, obviously the activity there, because the area is frozen, so temperature obviously affects and the activity is negligible. In summer season, when the snow melts in some areas, little bit of vegetation is done, which is in form of grass, small plants or lichens, and the soil is not fertile in tundra region. Podzol. It is found in the heavy rainfall areas of North America and Europe. The humus leaches down to the lower surface due to heavy rainfall. So in this is a region of heavy rainfall. Tundra is the region of where it remains frozen. Podzol is the region where it is very heavy rainfall. North America and Europe, the humus leaches down to the lower surface due to heavy. Obviously, because of the heavy rainfall, the humus it moves down. Third is brown earth. This soil is found in Europe, where deciduous trees shed large number of leaves. It is much superior to the podzol soil from agriculture point of view. So here the deciduous trees are found and they shed the trees, and comparatively it is the soil which is in brown earth, found in brown earth, is better than the podzol. Then Chernozem. It is found in vast tracts of Asia, Europe and North America. It is found in low rainfall areas where large amount of grass grows. Humus formed by large amount of grass does not leach down because of little rain. So this is the difference between Chernozem and podzol. Here the humus does not leach down, whereas in podzol the humus leaches down because of the heavy rainfall. So here humus formed by large amount of grass does not leach down because of little rain. It is a very fertile soil and produces large amount of wheat of the world. Then next is desert soil. This soil is found in the areas of little or no rainfall. Lack of water reduces organic and chemical activity. Texture of this soil is sandy and it is not capable of supporting agriculture. In some areas, irrigation has brought some good results. It is found in all deserts. So from the name it is clear that it is a desert area. So obviously irrigation is not very much feasible, but then like some irrigation process have been done, and because of that some good results have been we have got. Then latosols. This soil is found in tropical areas where high temperature and heavy rainfall conditions prevails. It results into maximum chemical activity and leaching. It is found in southern Asia and Africa. Soil is good for agriculture, but heavy fertilization is required to compensate the removal of minerals due to leaching. So here agriculture is possible, but heavy fertilization is required just to compensate or remove the minerals which has been formed due to leaching. Then saline soil. This soil prevails where semi-desert conditions are present, as in the periphery of deserts. Large amount of salt deposits on the top layer of this soil. It is because of the capillary action in which water in the pores space move from wet areas to dry areas. This we have talked about. For the aeration, the water moves from like wet areas to dry areas. In these areas, the topsoil becomes excessively dry because of overheating of the surface. Heavy salt accumulation makes this soil infertile. So obviously, when the too much of salt it has been accumulated, and because of that the soil becomes infertile. Then comes the alluvial soil. This soil is found along at the river valleys of the world. A layer of fresh alluvium is added during the floods. It is very fertile soil and is widely used in agriculture throughout the world. The great North Indian plain is made of this soil. Mountain soil. It is not a mature soil. The size of particles is very large due to minimum disintegration of particles. The steep slope does not allow proper absorption of water, thus chemical and organic activity reduces. Because of the steep slope, like which does not absorb cannot absorb too much of water, so organic and chemical activity reduces because of that. Then comes the volcanic soil. Volcanic eruption leads to ejection of large amount of lava and ash. The soil made of this material is rich in many minerals. Therefore, it is very fertile and can support heavy agricultural activity. So, you have read about two soils, alluvial soil and volcanic. They both are fertile. Black soil of southwestern India is lava soil and cotton is widely cultivated on it. It is also found around all volcanic craters. Then soil habitat for organism. As the soil making process gains momentum, living organisms start growing in it. Growth of living organism accelerates the process of soil formation. The important organisms in the soil are worms, centipedes, millipedes, mosses, lichens, bacteria, fungi, etc. After their death, the dead bodies add to the formation of the soil. Waste material secreted by them also adds as nutrient to the soil. Plants shed their leaves, adding to the soil forming process. As the organic activity gains, the humus starts accumulating on the top layer of the soil. So, as the organic activity takes place, the humus that starts accumulating on the top layer of the soil. Humus is an important part of the soil as it provides large amount of nutrient to the soil. Roots of the plants and trees breaks apart in the rock, thus releasing sufficient amount of mineral into the soil. Life in the soil is affected by the presence of gases, water, chemical, nutrients, etc. Percentage of gases and water vapors is not similar to the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide concentration in the soil, for example, is much higher in the soil as compared to the atmosphere. It is because of the fact that continuous decomposition of organism releases large amount of this gas in the soil. So, why carbon dioxide is more in soil as compared to the atmosphere? It is because there is continuous decomposition that takes place in the soil. On the other hand, oxygen is comparatively less in the soil because it is consumed by the plants. So that's all for today, class. Please do the question answers. Take care of yourselves. Complete your work and submit your notebooks for correction. Thank you.